Coffee time. What happened? Did they get sentenced already? What is the verdict? Pat King's just fucking laughing at him. He's like, I'm already done my time over here. Well, they're still in court. Yeah, Pat King's probably like that. I could tell Barbara fucking, that they're not friends. Guaranteed he's like, fuck. Oh, it's just guilty or not guilty? PK's going back to court. Did he get a charge on his conditional? That's why conditional sentences are so fucking hard to do, man. Society tries to fuck you. I had somebody lie while I was under house arrest and say that I fucking uttered threats to them that I didn't. People are fucking snakes. Doing conditional sentences is fucking almost harder than going into the bin. Actually, it is harder than going to the bin for people who are institutionalized. Coffee. Oh, it's way harder, Sammy. If you're not institutionalized, I mean, if you've never been to fucking jail before, it might not be, but if you've somebody who used to doing your time inside and then you have to do it outside, it's just because of society, though. It's not because the system's trying to make it harder. It's because of society society makes it harder. They think they have the right to be your fucking executioner. Jail, jail, jail. Lots of people in jail these days. I'd kind of love to rip Dosis apart after fucking all the information she dropped about herself, but I'm not going to. Oh, I seen Kat's live that she started. Fuck, Steph sure went off last night. Holy fuck. She fucking, that was crazy whatever Steph was doing there. Oh, she's mad at them now. Why? Why? What'd she say? Is she still doing that live? Fuck, maybe I should go over there and fucking, oh, it ended. But like, I've always been okay. I've always been kind to Kat until the last 2 times I've interacted with her, but I wasn't very kind last night. got banned? Everybody should turn on dose as well. I think everybody has actually in her life. I think that's why she's up on here causing so much trouble because she can't fucking. Oh god, I didn't know I was muted. Trying to grab a coffee. Share the live to Kat. She'll tell me what's up. Hi, TTS. Can't you see what I want? She ran to me. Can't you see? Can't you see what I want? As far as I can, ain't never coming back. That means southbound, always Georgia now. Till the train run out of track. Can't you see? Oh, can't you see what that Yeah, that's a pretty wild case of dosages there. Undercover cops and everything, eh? Undercover rats. And doses fucking rolled with it. She should be afraid of that guy, I guess. I suppose she should be. He'll be fucking king to that club because he found a fucking rat. A fucking straight up rat. Undercover. Undercover biker. Got found out by Dosis's ex. He'll be fucking king. Where's my glasses? I know most of you guys don't approve of the lifestyle, but everybody loves to find a narc in the crowd. Where are they embarrassing themselves, TTS or just in general? Oh, I wouldn't be saying people like that aren't smart, though. I'm just saying. For somebody who should, technically, if she is in fear, which she should be, supposedly, if she's got a restraining order for her whole life, she shouldn't be acting like she does. Do they really? Those is like dudes, weird. I don't, yeah. Not very good looking ones either. Of course they are, TTS. So you're just getting a taste of what the rest of us get right now. Yes, they are. What? I haven't liked you, but you aren't sloppy. Nobody cares who you like. Nobody cares who you fucking like. We're talking about how Dosis is supposedly in fear of her fucking life. She needs a lifelong restraining order. But she acts like she does on here. She's a liar. She probably sends canteen money. She probably sends canteen money. What a mess to fucking lead us all into, though. Undercover cops and everything. What a loser. She did it intentionally. It's probably why she's been hanging around with me, you guys. Creep. Her and David, that's why they're so smug. They're little rats for the RCMP. The RCMP are thugs. The RCMP helped commit the genocide in this country, so anybody who supports them's a fucking half-wit. If it wasn't for the RCMP taking everybody, they wouldn't have been able to do it. David and Dosis are seeming connected to that fucking situation at this point. Come on, try a little to be something better than in the middle. Hello?
Hey, what were you saying about undercover cops? I must have missed something.
Dosis's ex there found undercover HA in jail, so he's like fucking king.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what she said?
No, that's what I read all the files last night.
Oh,
Yep. I finally fucking looked it up. Everybody else did.
yeah. I didn't see any restraining order, though. Did you find a
Not
restraining order?
against hers, no. Well, yeah, there's restraining orders. But she's got
On him? Oh, I didn't see
no,
one.
no on her, on dosis.
Yeah, there's ones on her, and then there's one that she has against his mother. But I haven't seen anything either about an assault even on him. There's like armed robberies and guns and stuff like that, but nothing like of assault. I didn't see.
What are you talking about? There's kidnapping, there's imitating cops, there's everything.
Oh, there is a kidnapping? Holy fuck. Okay, I missed that. He sounds like he'll be there for life.
I'm not talking about him, okay? I'm not talking about him because I can tell just by what he read, he's fucking king. Because he found an undercover cop that had penetrated the club. And he found him in jail, so he's king no matter what. Whether you guys like it or not, that shit fucking matters.
I don't know what that means. What do you mean
There was an undercover cop that had been working, like, penetrated the club.
Yeah, I know that part, but I mean, like, so now he's protected and like higher up now.
He was already a prospect before he went into jail, but when he went into jail this last time, his lawyer found out that there was a fucking undercover in the HA, and he was sitting in jail with them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, you're not following, Shay, so don't pretend you are.
I'm kind of following. I'm just.
Yeah, exactly. You're not. So don't repeat it because you didn't follow it.
No, I didn't see that. That's what I was asking. But.
Well, you guys probably, all of us will be reading it differently, right? Just depending on what your lifestyle looks like and the perspectives you can see it from.
Yeah.
So that would, at most people here who read that would just pass them by. I know different. So I know that any undercover cop that was hanging around the bikers for a long time isn't a good person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like rats. Well, this one, Wallace, this one hung around them for quite a while. This undercover was around them quite a while.
I think they have a lot of them that are in there.
They get penetrated for sure. Yeah. There was that one out in BC too. Like, undercover cops will fucking get high and drunk and fuck women and everything with you, eh? Like,
yeah, I remember they did like did they do like some kind of story on it?
Oh no, I'm not just from a story. When I was fucking 19, I went out with, Al, fucking TTS knows him. He used to fucking, before he was a big hacker, fucking, he used to be a fucking, he was a kid, he was a teenager stealing from cars. So whatever those people are, he'd steal fucking out of cars. And so the undercover started hanging around with them, and that undercover cop hung around with them for a year. But he met his mom, the guy fucked at women, drove an IROC Z, sped, did all the fucking illegal shit for a fucking year hanging around with them. And then when Al broke into a CTV van, and then they busted him, and then it came out that he was an undercover cop. But back then we still had racketeering charges, which we don't anymore. So he had like 30 charges or something, and a bunch of them got dropped because the undercover cop put money in his canteen. But we don't have racketeering charges anymore, so, or not not racketeering, fuck. Entrapment. I didn't mean to say entrapment laws. Because of the entrapment, so the undercover had hung out with him for the year. Then he gets arrested, and the undercover's job should have been done. But undercover went and put canteen money in his and put money in his canteen. And so because he did that, a whole bunch of charges got dropped. And at that time, yeah, entrapment laws were still around in Canada, and now they are not. We got rid of entrapment laws after that. So it's not just what you see on TV, like that shit's really happening.
Yeah. So I heard Cats came in.
She's in here?
No, I heard that she was in here this morning. Was she in here this morning?
No.
Oh. Oh, there it is.
What's going on, Crystal? I wasn't looking at the chat. What are we going back about for here? What's going on? Who's outside where? Barry, what? What are you guys arguing about or talking about? Land Before Time. Or of Misfit Toys. Why do I always call them the Land Before Time? What are you laughing at, Sammy? Are you going to tell me? Oh, here comes Sammy. She knows what's going on.
I'm just reading.
Oh, they know what's going on. Sorry,
They're
Sammy.
guilty. They were found guilty. Both were found guilty on all charges related to mischief, aiding and abetting, and all of it. Tamara and Chris were just found guilty.
Oh my God. And neither of them have saved any time yet.
No, exactly. That's what
I mean. Pat King's laughing because he's fucking gradually did his fucking time or whatever. These two are going to have to be all the time.
The Crown's appealing his conviction, eh? The Crown's not happy with the sentencing and stuff. Pat King's going back to court. He might end up back in jail again. The Crown's already appealing that. Yeah, they started that already. But yeah, Chris and Tamara were both just found guilty on all counts related to the mischief charge. And like the mischief charge in Canada, like depending on how bad that mischief charge is, you can be life in jail. What? Depending on the consequences from your mischief. Yeah, you can get up to a life sentence. Like if your mischief leads to like people dying or being hurt. 10 years is one kind of mischief. I was just reviewing it in the criminal code.
It was, for the most part.
See, the thing is it's all going to depend on how they interpret things, right? Like, I haven't read the sentence, like I haven't read the verdict, like I haven't read the actual the thing because it's not released yet, and it wasn't in the courtroom, so I didn't have to write Zoom codes. But they were someone was posting it on X, and then I saw it a couple of different places, and they were found both found guilty. And see, like, so it's mischief and related to different things, right? Like, so there's mischief, and then there's mischief and related to computer data, punishment, and then there's mischief related to religious property, and then mischief relating to war memorials. Like, it's all sectioned off in the criminal code, right? And all those different counts of mischief hold their own maximums and stuff like that, right? So, where was it? I was looking at it earlier, and there's one part on here. I don't think it applies to these guys, but there's one part where, like, if it leads to something, you can actually end in jail for the rest of your life.
How many counts do they found guilty?
There was like 3 count, the aid and abetting, and the hold on, I just posted it. I just posted the screen.
Okay, so Sammy.
Found guilty on both principal and party aid and abetting to the mischief charge.
Sammy,
so they were both found guilty of being ringleaders of the convoy.
Sammy, 1 sec. Sorry, I'm talking, but how many charges was Pat King up on?
I can't remember right now.
You don't know how
Double
many he
check.
was found guilty of or anything?
I don't keep it in a Rolodex in my brain. I'll look it up. Hold on.
Oh. Because for some reason I feel like he only was found guilty on one mischief charge.
He was found guilty on 5 charges for his role in the Freedom Convoy.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Let me see. He's got the 3 of intimidation and counseling to commit intimidation, and 1 for obstruction of public or peace officer. Oh no, that's not guilty. Sorry, that's the not guilty ones. Oh, here is the guilty ones. 2 counts of disobeying a court order, 1 of each mischief, counseling to commit mischief, counseling to obstruct a police officer. So he didn't get convicted of as many mischief charges as Tamara and Barbara just did, and he did time.
Wow.
Prior to, right? He did dead time, which is why he didn't get more time and got the conditional sentence. So I mean,
Well, these guys...
and they're appealing that. The Crown's appealing his conviction.
Yeah, but these 2 are going to get conditional sentences too. Like they might be long sentences, but they're going to be conditional. They're not going to go into the bin.
I don't know about that, man. I actually am more inclined to believe that they will both get. Well, Tamara spent time in jail, right? I am more inclined to believe that they will get, at bare minimum, a short custodial sentence, simply for the reason that the state needs to reaffirm that they can't let people get away with what Chris and Tamara did. And if all you're going to get is a conditional sentence where you're stuck at home, like that's not... Sentencing is supposed to be a deterrence for other people to come along and do the same thing that someone was just convicted of, right? If Tamara and Chris do not get some jail time, if they do not get some sort of custodial sentence, that is going to give a message that I'm not so sure the courts are really going to want to give. That's why I think that they will get, at bare minimum, a little bit of time. I don't think if they go away, they'll go away for long, right? But I think they might get some actual time strictly for that reason. Because that is supposed to be a point of this, right? Like, that's how the system works. They sentence other people to deter the people from doing the same thing.
Is that supposed to be how it works? But we know the systems don't run perfectly and there's holes all over. And conditional sentences are being done, Sammy, because there's no room in the jails. And they're going to realistically go, these people have never been in jail, and this is the right route. They're going to be conditional sentences. I'll be really shocked if they put them in jail.
See, I would be shocked otherwise, because this is not like any other crime. This is not like any other mischief charge, Samantha, right?
Barbara, I'd have to think about it a little bit more, but Tamara, I'd be surprised if they put in jail. Chris,
she was already in jail.
I know she was, but it was only because of dead time and because she was stupid. Like, if she would have...
She was also in...
She didn't even have to get arrested that night. I
know, but that's what I mean, though. She was already in jail, and then she went back in for breach. When she was on probation, when she was out on bail.
Yeah,
she went back in for a breach when she was on bail, remember? Like, so this is what I mean.
I just remember her being in there for 10 days when she first got arrested.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, the reason I'm saying what I'm saying is also because this is not your standard type of mischief charge. This is not your standard type of situation. This was a mischief of massive scale against the state, right? So, like, that's why I think that the law is not going to be as lenient as they are on typical civilians with the shit that they're doing against each other, because this was an act against the state, right? Like, they were trying to create mischief to a point where they were trying to take the state down. That is not the same thing as, like, you know, stopping traffic in the middle of the street with a protest for, like, you know, an hour kind of mischief. You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening. I'm just trying to get caught up on everything.
But I mean, we're not going to, like, anything is possible at this point, though. Like, I'm not saying that what you're saying, because it's totally possible. Like, totally possible. I would be super surprised if that's what they did. Super surprised. Only because the point here would be to try to deter other groups from trying to do the same thing. And if they only get slaps on the wrist and conditional sentences, that, I don't know, man. Might not give the message they're trying to give. So, And it's not that I think like I'm still like I don't like people getting
These
custodial time.
conditional sentences are fucking hard. Like
They are, I know.
once you're on a conditional like I know in jail you can get charged while you're in there too, right? But everybody's living the same way. Like you're on these conditional sentences, you got everybody trying to get
Yep.
you something. I'm starting to talk about it now, but like when I was under arrest, I had somebody falsely accuse me of uttering threats. I was fucking under arrest twice off of a fucking lie somebody said.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I know. I know other people that have had to do conditional sentences and been out on the bail program, and like it is a
fucks you
lot
up. And
harder
look
for
at what
most people.
everybody's
Yeah.
doing look what everybody's done to Ashley since
Yes.
November.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. Well,
conditional
because
sentences, like that's why I don't think like I know what you're saying that the crime and the sentence are supposed to, but our systems they are too fucked up. They know that in COVID, every single one of them, all the holes that we had in every fucking system stood out in COVID, and they know it.
well, yeah.
Including
Well, yeah.
the justice system, including the fucking solicitor general. And
Yeah.
they don't have space. Like this jail here, there's
They would make space for people that really should have been charged with treason. They'll make space for them, Samantha.
yeah.
The only reason they didn't get charged with treason is because the Crown wouldn't have felt confident about a conviction. Right? But that's what they were trying to do. And I don't know if people remember what used to happen to people who commit that crime. Right? It was a big deal.
Sorry, it cut out there. My phone rang.
Yeah. So I mean that stuff that again, so like the context of it still matters, right? So we're just gonna have to wait and see. We're just gonna really have to
I
wait and
think
see.
it's crazy. Yeah, like it is. Like I'm not saying what they did was okay. Like I'm.
Oh,
saying,
I know. Oh no, I know. For sure. And I'm not saying I agree with the system. Like, I'm not saying I agree with the justice, like with the legal system or anything either. It's just, this is how it works, right? This is the reality of the system we all operate in. This is what it's usually trying to do. It's trying to deter people from committing similar crimes, right? That's why I think they'll probably get a custodial sentence. However,
that's for
anything's
luck,
fucking possible.
right? Remember,
Yeah.
that's for luck.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I mean. Like, even a month.
What they're really trying to do with your sentence is reform you.
Well, that's what they're supposed to be
It
trying to
doesn't
do.
always work, but sometimes it does.
Well, you know, if that was actually true, then our provincial institutions would have far more resources available to the people that are in there for shorter bits of time, right? Like you go to a provincial institution and you got access to like nothing. You get 2 years plus a day though. You go to a federal bit, oh my God, you can get a university degree. Like you have access to all of these things that you can do if you're doing federal time, but provincial time, totally different fucking story. Now, I've never understood why it's just not the same across the board, because like why wouldn't we want to be ensuring anybody when they're inside is getting access to things that is just going to increase the possibility of them not recidivist, like of them not having a reoffending rate, right? But no, it's funny. The shorter the sentence, the less resources you have to try to make your life any better when you get out.
Reform comes from within. Might as well call it recovery. But
you still need resources.
Yes, but
you
the
still need
sentences
resources.
They do honestly have, like, I don't know. I'm not going to fight this fucking battle. I don't need to, because...
Oh, well, I'm not fighting either. I'm just talking.
You know what I
Like,
mean?
I'm not...
The sentence is, like, a person has to be willing, but, like... there's
You're
no
right, but
way to put it.
if someone's willing and there's no resources for them, then that's no good either, right? You see what I mean? Like,
Not willing. I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. You don't need all the resources if you're doing two less, right? The point is to learn that you did a crime. You're now doing the time for it. So while you're doing that time, you got to figure out how you're going to change your life so you don't go back to doing that crime. So when you're
it's not that simple, though, because when you get criminalized...
When you're in an institution, you have all kinds of time to think about that. And then, yes, people will come out, and we call them institutionalized when they get out.
Yeah.
But those people who come out institutionalized aren't likely to commit the crime again.
That's
what
actually
I'm saying.
that's actually the opposite.
No.
People who are No, hold on.
In my own experience, I'm saying, like, not
Okay.
just me either, but other people I know.
Well,
They don't want to go back and do
the way it
time.
often,
Believe me, they don't. I know there's statistics saying people end up reoffending, but people who do real fucking time do not want to go back and do time.
Okay, so here's the thing though, right? So the reality about being institutionalized is that what happens for people is they get really used to the rules of an institution, and that becomes kind of like how they form the structure of their lives. And what we actually see, unfortunately, is when you have people that are doing longer sentences or multiple sentences and have been like entrenched in criminalization, they will actually commit petty crimes and do things to go back inside, because inside is what they understand. Because inside operates, right? Like with rules.
One sec, because Hilda's coming at me saying I wouldn't argue with a criminologist as though we're arguing. So keep that.
We're not arguing.
Yeah, Hilda, keep your gas over on your own fucking lane. And yeah, she might be a criminologist. I might have been a fucking criminal for 30-some years, so I might know something about it too. So,
and we're not arguing. We're just giving different perspectives.
Bye, Hilda.
Yeah, we're just giving different perspectives, right? Like, we're not arguing. But yeah, like because people will, they come in, and I've seen this happen. Some, like, I used to work out the shelters and stuff too, right? And most people, like, so I live close to CECC, right? So a lot of people come out of their provincial time and come to the shelter, and then people will come from Kingston and shit too. So I've known a lot of people that have done provincial bits and federal bits. I've known people that have like a fucking rap sheet of like 9 manslaughter convictions and stuff, like real criminals, like people that have like been habitually criminalized for like a lot of different reasons, have some pretty harsh shit on their records. And the way they are when they come out, they get frustrated because the rest of the world won't just follow the fucking rules, right? And they're like, if they would just follow the rules, then I can follow the rules, but they won't follow the rules, so I want to go get something and shank them, because that's what I would do on the, like, you know what I mean? So I've seen people, I've had conversations with people, I have talked people out of going and committing petty crimes. Because they were trying to get back inside.
AI thing says that. I keep getting AI things. Justice Jigsaw, breaking it down. That's what it with a little puzzle piece.
That's hilarious.
Fuck, I've been getting the best AIs, you guys, and you guys can't see them.
I had some good ones earlier today too. So yeah, like, I mean, it's one of those things where, and everyone's got a different experience of stuff, right? I'm not trying to tell you your experience of what it was like for you with your sentencing and all that. That's not what I'm saying.
Just me, Sammy. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I know you're not. I know you're not.
Piss me off, because I'm not talking about. I know somebody who's done manslaughter too, and they've never committed another fucking crime since.
And like, there are, right? It's kind of like people can grow up in a household where people have like substance use disorder, and one sibling can end up being completely sober their whole lives, right? And the other one can end up developing substance use disorder, right? Like it's a similar kind of thing. Like there's just a lot of factors, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? A lot of factors that come into play. And so my point earlier was that, like, so if we had provincial institutions that provided people with opportunities to kind of give themselves something to do and better themselves on the inside, it would increase their ability to like re-enter society. Because as you've said, as you've recognized, society is really, really fucked up towards people who have a criminal record, right? And so when you've been criminalized and you come out of jail and you've got this big chunk on your resume, you have to do a fucking a criminal record check. You don't have the transferable skills. You need money to eat.
Yeah.
You're probably going to do something to get the money to eat, right? Yeah. And it's probably not going to be legal. And then, so that's what I mean. That's what I mean about the...
I remember this too, like way back when, this is the bar that I met my husband in and stuff, and he had just got out of jail, and we had switched from dollars to loonies, from $1 bills to loonies. And he sat down and he ordered a drink, and I went to give him his change, and was like, what is this? And I'm like, it's a loony or whatever. And his buddy said, oh, he just got out of jail. He just finished doing 15 years.
Yeah.
And they got up and left. Like, they had that drink and they got up and left. Like, the guy was just freaked out in the change of money, like, that he hadn't seen the whole time he was in jail.
Yeah. Right. It's a mind fuck, man. I have a friend of mine, when I picked him up from when he did his time at CECC, and I brought him here, and he was staring. He's like, I can't find a cup. He couldn't see the cups in my cupboard because he had just spent the last year in Lindsay in a cement block, right? So his senses and his like he was overwhelmed by everything. He couldn't process like the visual information because of what he had been what he had access to process for like the last year. Like, and it was like and watching him, like when I picked him up and we were driving back, like it's heartbreaking.
It is sad. And a lot of, like, a lot of normies won't even recognize that institutionalization. But like I said, Sammy, a lot of times the behavior's much more corrected. That's all I'm saying is people's, like, the institutionalized has all the bad things. We can't.
Okay, busy dying.
Okay, are you here for a meeting?
That's goddamn right.
Oh, Shawshank!
For the second time in my life, I'm guilty of committing a crime. Parole violation. Of course, I doubt they'll toss up any roadblocks for that. Not for an old crook like me. 40 in context.
Nipples.
You know what,
That's my
Sweet
son's
King?
favorite movie.
That movie is the movie my best friend wanted to watch when he got out. That's what he said to me when I'd go visit him. He's like, I want to watch Shawshank, because they would see movies would play like in the rec room or whatever, right? And they'd watch it and come on, but it was like in parts. He's like, that was what he wanted to watch when he got out with Shawshank.
Get busy living and get busy dying.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie.
What's going on today?
Not much. What are you up to?
Kristen, tomorrow we're found guilty on
I
all
don't-
counts of mischief. Man and a
don't celebrate
that. Well, I celebrate it because they were, guilty, and we all knew it.
You guys forget
And-
that I'm a right-wing Christofascist here, so
Oh yeah, well I
Just-
forgot that part, but I'm
quietly being
Say a
so.
nationalist.
well. See, I given the audacity and entitlement with which those two people did what
I don't
they
want to
did,
talk about that. I'm leaving.
it's verdict day.
Yeah,
Come on, wait for sentencing
We were talking
day.
about being incarcerated. That's what brought we kings in, and now you chased them away. With your signs.
Oh my bad. I actually, I have to go in a couple minutes because I got some Zoom meetings with my students. But I wanted to come up and let everybody know about the verdicts. So no sentencing today, but yeah, we will. I can't wait to read that ruling from the judge. Like, I want to see I want to see how the judge explains and lays out the ruling, like why they're found guilty. I'm really, really curious. I have my reasons for why I think they are, but I want to know what the judge said.
Are you gonna go?
I'm going to read it. It'll be published. It's all of that stuff is you can read all of those rulings.
Well, Jasmine's supposedly there today for
Yeah.
the.
I think
Why?
Xena was too. Because they're there to go, well, because they're friends with them, right? Like Xena's friends with Kristen tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
And so is Jasmine, I think, like so they go to support them. And because it's a public courtroom, you can. So why not?
I think Chris Barber's a fucking loser. I'm not gonna say anything about
Me too.
that. I think he's a fucking loser. I think he did something shady, and I don't know why that hasn't come out. Because he was the first one to fucking deke out of Ottawa before anybody else
I know.
was arrested.
Well, he got arrested and released the same day and told to leave. I'm like, smells like a rat. But
Well,
yeah.
especially because, and then next thing you know, Tamara and Pat are both
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I actually told Chris that. I've told Chris I think he's a rat. Like, I've
Yeah.
told him I think it's so it's not
But
not
maybe
news.
not. Like, maybe, like...
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe he was just smart, because the smart thing would have been to zip it and fucking leave like he did, right? But I don't know. Why did they have so much confidence in arresting the other two after him as well? I don't know. Who cares?
Well,
Thank God it's over.
We'll probably find out at some point. But what I'm interested in the most right now is I'm interested in reading I really would like to read the ruling, and I'd like to know the judge's rationale for why the judge found them guilty. Like, I would really like to, because I wasn't privy to all the evidence that was presented to the judge, right? So, I'm going to read that and check it out. I do a lot of readings of court rulings these days, so it'll be nice to read one for kind of fun rather than other things. like work.
Well, that's
So-
what I was talking about when you come in, was that I did that deep dive on doses.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna jump down. I gotta get ready for my meeting, but I'll probably be in the comments as I am filtering back and forth. I got a couple of meetings today, so have a good day.
Have a good day, Sammy. Next, we need to know what happened with cats. I'm gonna have to start following people back so that I can share my live to them.
Is it safe now?
Yeah. What happened with that cats? Do you know?
Absolutely not. I have not been. I've got her blocked anyway, so if anything happened, I wouldn't see.
Oh, here's "Don't Block Me," which is spotted. Look at, there's only 7 people here. They're all hiding in the fucking waiting room.
I saw one of these other random accounts this account came across my screen. I saw like a clip of a live or something with her screaming that she doesn't want to have any friends or anything like that. So.
Okay, see, I guess I should have listened to her, but I didn't want to. I guess I should have listened to her, but I seen she was live, and then I came and started my own live. But maybe I should have just listened to her myself, because she was in my live last night, going mad crazy. Who was she mad at last night? I can't remember in my live. Was it me? Don't you guys remember her being in my live last night?
Was I here?
I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comments will tell us.
I probably was. Sometimes I'll go into a live and I'm working on something, right? So it's like I don't listen to music anymore. Like, I mean, very rarely. So I could be working on something and listening, hearing the voices, staying in tune with what's happening in the algo.
Yeah.
This is like a news channel.
It is. I don't even watch fucking since I started hanging around with you guys. Like, I don't know if my attention span could last 10 minutes into a show now. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm actually working to regain my attention span. I'm trying to watch movies all the way through now.
Are you? I have.
After being on
My
TikTok.
daughter keeps bugging me to do it, Wheat King. She's like, come on, Mom, sit down and watch a season of fucking Housewives or whatever, get caught up, because we used to watch all that shit for hours together.
I don't know if it was in your live yesterday. Somebody was like, the block doesn't matter. The block does matter. Because if you block people and they proceed to make videos about you or talk about you or address you, and they know you have them blocked, they kind of look foolish. Like,
Well, that's
they're
LB.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's LB.
Yeah. So it still has an effect, you know? Like, it's our choice who and when we want to interact with any of this shit, ultimately.
Yeah.
It's a little different when it's going off app, or so there's the difference.
So, Spotted, since you're in here on a couple of accounts, would you be willing to come up here and let me ask you a couple of questions about things that have played out? No, because the truth will be heard. Well, I don't know. Don't you think I should have some questions after you did, and LB did 2 days worth of lives about me? Wouldn't you expect me to have some questions?
I'll gladly drop if you just want you to.
Yeah, she probably won't come up because they're not ready to clip or something. They're not sure what they need their next podcast for. The thing is that you can stay, Wheat King. She's not going to come up. But where I was going with that is, and what you were talking about is, like, that night that this all popped off with her and Before Sun, LB was in here the entire time. And she makes excuses for why she never stood up for Spotted, which is really, really fucking ironic, don't you think?
Yeah, there was actually other people that mentioned that they were watching in the Creeper when they could have hopped in and shared their opinion. So
Okay, yeah.
for me, I was there. I was in your live, but I saw something popping off between two women, and I'm not getting involved in that shit.
Right.
So
Me too. And my only issue spotted with you in that live was that you were doxing Nick and committing a hate crime against him by calling him a groomer in my chat. So that was the issue you and I had. But for some reason, that whole live turned into you and Before Sun's fight and me being responsible.
didn't LB initially want to like pull you in to have you like to generate interest or do some kind of podcast with you at one time?
No.
Oh,
Nope. She's constantly heated on me with that story that I lick floors at the strip club over here.
we all know nobody's licking floors.
No. See, there she goes.
We do
You
know
don't have
people
proof of nothing, that's-
licking windows is a different story in this algo, but
Yeah.
not
We
floors.
do know somebody who's done it. Jesus. But there she goes again. Somebody fucking snap that for Nick. You're not allowed to call people that. Oh, I don't care about proof, whatever. Your guys' proof is lame as fuck. What about LB? The thing I want to ask you about, come on up. Why didn't you correct LB when she was talking about my kids and me and our life together? You can't stand up for nothing that's true, right? You'll let any lie go by. You'll let her be inquisitive as though I didn't raise my kids. Those are the kind of questions.
I'm not laughing at the subject. I'm laughing at your well-timed elongation of words.
Yeah, I've got the whole fucking thing recorded of her fucking watching me. Yes, I do. And it doesn't matter. It's a fact. Oh, 12 years. Where was she for 12 years? It was said, Spotted. Nobody can trust a single thing you and LB say and do because it's all manipulated like this. There's nothing authentic about you.
So, Samantha, based on the last couple of days and people coming into the comments and baiting a reaction and then running with that, are you going to allow it to keep happening?
Well,
Like
no,
the pattern has been established, you know. Like Jenny had the all opportunity to hop up in the box a couple times to address Tanya and Sammy
I
Sourdog.
didn't say it was talking about my kids. It was talking about me as a fucking mother and where I was. I was there. Spotted. Pay attention because I'm going to tell you this and then I'm going to boot you. She wanted to know when I said I became a single parent when my kids were 10 and 12. Her dirty fucking mind went, where was she for those 12 years? I was there. It was when their father died and you fucking know it. So you want us to all fucking coddle you because we know your traumatic stories, but you're allowed to fucking use them like that against me? You can either request 3, 2, 1, and you're gone. She has a gazillion accounts too, though. Well, Before Sun's coming up. I booted her already, Before Sun, so.
It's okay. I wasn't really here to talk to her anyways. I have nothing to say to her. Nothing is safe. Anybody who's ever talked privately with her, she uses everything you've talked to her about. So
Yeah. Yeah.
she's not a safe space. She's not a safe person. So. And there is no proof that fucking Nick was a groomer anywhere.
Yeah, I took that out of the chat again because I muted her comments. Like, it's every fucking time.
It is.
Did the prosecutor's office phone you back?
Oh,
No, they didn't.
We kings. Oh.
No, they didn't, but I left a message and
Well,
left.
I don't think there's a prosecutor involved, right?
There is actually.
Is there? Oh, Nick just came in. Yeah, but I booted her after that. Like, she's like, oh, what'd she say about your kids? Like, they're so stunned. They have like this tunnel vision, right? Where they just want this to be what it is that they.
that wasn't related to the subject. I just realized my son was standing at a locked door getting pelted by ice pellets.
Ouch.
So I let him in.
Yes, Nick, I was talking about you again.
Well, because Spotted was just in here calling you the great old G word again in the chat. But I fucking didn't. I muted her and it took all her comments out. I'm sorry. Well, that's why, because Spotted was fucking slandering you again. Your ears were burning.
Yeah. Spotted has nothing better to do.
Oh, I got to take this call.
Hey. And I came into I walked in during it, so
I got to do something. I'll be quick.
okay. Quick as a bunny.
So what do you got to say for yourself there before son?
Not a lot, actually. I'm being a good girl. As best as I can be, and as petty as I can be.
What is the weather like in your area?
It is, hey Google, what's the weather like?
You have to ask. Can't you just look out the window and give me your assessment?
10 degrees and sunny.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 10 degrees and sunny right now, and it's only 10:58 here.
We're getting ice pellets mixed with rain and snow. So.
Wow. Yuck.
I'm on the East Coast, so.
Okay. I'm on the West Coast. We are on two different sections of the world.
And we're probably on two different political spectrums, too, so.
Oh, probably. I don't know. I've seen some of the things you talk about, but...
I'm back. Just like that, I accomplished a couple of things.
By the way, which means absolutely nothing to me, so. Last thing I said.
So,
being on different political spectrums or whatever, and doesn't mean you have to like start this bullshit with each other on the internet. So
nope. No. I talked to a lot of people who don't align with me politically.
We got hail. We've got ice pellets on the East Coast, all the way to blooming fucking flowers on the far West Coast.
Yeah, my pansies are all up.
No, none of us want to hear it. We can't even get a tree to bloom here right now. Thanks very much.
Well, my tulips were coming up, but I think they're heading back down. So
yeah, they're hiding.
I can't complain. Last year, the whole winter, I only had to shovel twice. Everything else was just like drive over. So this winter's been definitely colder and a lot more snow. Last year I had my chemicals in my pool by this time.
Yeah. I remember the one year it was fucking I feel like it was 2012 for some reason, and it was fucking beach weather in March.